Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Rita from the Arty Art Studio. Today we're going to be painting some Asters, which is a September birth month flower, and I'll be guiding you step by step how I will be painting them. So I'm going to start by using a pencil and mark out where I want the flowers to be. I'm going to be painting 3 flowers and a bud. This is just so that I have a guidance on this page when I'm painting. I'm using watercolor paper and I'm using my Princeton size 4 Velvet Touch brush and my Winsor & Newton watercolor paints. I'm using a very diluted wash of Windsor Violet, which means a lot of water and very little paint. You can start off by making a little round circle in the center for the stamen if you want, just as a guideline so you know where you'll be putting your petals. I'm just using the tip of my brush, placing the tip down and pressing down with the belly and lifting up and going round and round using a light wash. Then I'm going to start on the next flower and I'm just using the same method. I've just made a little guideline in the center using a very light wash of the Windsor Violet, and again the same with this flower. These flowers, one is pointing to the left, one is pointing to the right, and I'm just using the same thing using the tip of my brush and lifting the brush up towards the end when I lift it, and I'm using a darker color of Windsor Violet now, just darkening the color up a little bit, placing the petals in between the other ones that I've painted, and just going around. You can even flick it with your, if you use a wrist motion by just putting your brush down and flicking it a little bit, but make sure you're curving your petals because you want them to have a little bit of movement as you go around, all around the flowers, and make them whichever shape. I'm just placing a little bud on the top left hand side here, just placing and just darkening it up at the bottom, and then I'm going to use Sap Green to do the stem of the flower. I'm just going to make sure you bring your stem down from the stamen so that the flowers are not floating about. You want to bring them down to the main stem, so that they all attach to the main stem that we have. And it has to follow from the stamen, otherwise it's going to look very, very odd. And then I'm just placing the leaves by pressing down the belly of my brush, and I'm wiggling it up and bringing it to a point. You can make small leaves, you can make big leaves, wherever you want on your piece. Just remember to enjoy the process while you're doing this, relax and breathe and enjoy what you're creating, as painting is about having fun. I have always said this doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Make it your own and paint it how you like. I'm just giving you a guideline. Darken some of the leaves and the stems to give it some depth and dimension. I'm placing leaves where I feel they look good on my piece, and just having a look, stepping back, having a look and seeing where I need a bit of dimension, because sometimes when you're looking at it straight on, you don't see the full picture. It's when you step back a little bit, that's when you realize, oh, I need it a bit darker here, I need to lighten it a bit here. So always step back and have a look. Yeah, I'm just going to be using a bit more darker sap green just to make them a bit darker. I'm not using any other greens here. I'm just using more Windsor Violet to darken up the petals. I didn't have a real life Aster for this, but if you do, have a look at how the petals are and how they flow on the flower. This is just from a reference photo. I'm just going over some of the petals, just refining them a little bit, just giving them some more movement, and making sure they all look nice and full. because you don't want your flowers to look empty. You don't want emptiness between them. I'm just adding some yellow ochre now to the center stamens, and I'm gonna add a bit of burnt sienna to the center, and then a bit of burnt umber towards the bottom of the flower, just to give it some depth and dimension. Usually at the bottom of the flower is where you want to darken it a bit more. And this is our aster flower complete. I hope you painted along with me and you enjoyed this video. And if you have any comments, please put them down below. I will try and answer them as best as I can. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel so I can bring free content for you, and follow me on my social media for new updates and new videos coming. Thank you so much for watching.